Good morning, everybody. Today I've got a CGC comic book return. It's only about 10 comics. Man, it's just tough getting stuff back from grading these days. These I sent them off. Their receive date was February 5th. I actually sent them in probably about 10 days before that. But they got them in the system on February 5th. And then I got them back last night, which would be April 19th. So a little over 2 months. Which, to be fair, their turnaround time for Modern right now is 53 business days. I didn't count out the business days, but that was pretty accurate. I actually did count out the business days while I was waiting for them, and I actually had calculated they would be back on the 20th of April, which is when I'm filming this video, by the way. So they weren't too far off their posted turnaround times. I got another 50 book pre-screen, Modern pre-screen there. They just got that. It was the end of March. I don't remember the date. I want to say it was the 25th. But anyway, so I got just 10 books today. CGC's Modern tier actually goes back all the way to 1975. Despite what eBay says, I think eBay's Modern tier starts at like 1992 or something like that. Anyway, so that explains the difference in age of these books. So let's look at the books. You guys didn't come here to listen to me talk. All right. First book, XMen number 141, Days of Future Past number 1. Now these books, I didn't press them. They're not that high of a value of books, so I didn't really want to spend the extra money or the extra time waiting for these. I mean, for this order to get pressed, it probably would have been an extra $100, and at least another month. I mean, I've used a guy. And he's pretty quick. He's usually about a month and a half, but that would have made this submission run to 4 months. And besides, I mean, it's not like you could press this book and get a 9.8. This is a 5.5, which I'm happy with based on what I knew the condition of the book was. And there's not a lot of pressable defects. You can see there's a bunch of spine ticks. I mean, maybe I could have got a 6 out of it. There's a crunch down here. It's all color breaking. The book does present pretty nice, though, so I'm happy with it. But, yeah, it just didn't make sense pressing it. Uncanny 442. It's funny, if you look at the labels, this book is X-Men, but it's labeled as Uncanny. 142 is Uncanny X-Men, and it's also labeled as Uncanny. 141 is actually the book that they first started printing Uncanny on the title, but it wasn't actually Uncanny X-Men till 142. It's kind of a weird thing. I don't really know the full story behind it. I just know that it's not a CGC mistake. That is actually, you'll see it listed that way in a few different places. But it's not a CGC mistake. That's actually the way the book was solicited and sold. So, yes, X-Men 141. And it's weird that they did it right in the middle of a storyline, too. Again, this one, there were some pressable defects. I don't know if you can see on the video. There's some non-breaking creases on the cover, a little bit of waviness, but all of these spine ticks, this little corner crunch right here, the back is pretty good. Probably could have benefited from a cleaning, but again, I don't know that I would have gained all that much by value-wise by pressing this book. Again, it was a 4.5. Maybe I could have got a 6 out of it. And I don't know, but I just figured that the extra month and a half that I have this book back, I could flip it and then reinvest that money, and I would actually be financially better if I just reinvested that money quicker rather than left the books sitting at the graders, because all these books would have had to sit at the pressers. So I got a little bit better books here. I've got Avengers 196, first appearance of Taskmaster. This one got a 6.0. Again, somebody wrote the date on the cover, and they actually marked that in the grader's notes. I actually got grader's notes back on these. And it's a date, 5/25, but the comic book was published in 6 of 80. And I'll come back to that in a minute because that's pretty interesting. Great George Perez cover. It's a newsstand edition. This one actually has like a chunk out of it on the back cover. So again, something that wouldn't have been pressable. These little stains probably would have been removed in a cleaning. There's stains back here. And there's actually a color breaking crease down there on the corner. So maybe I could have got a 7 out of it, but I mean, a 6.0 to a 7 is, I don't know, maybe $50. So it might have been worth it to get this pressed, but I'm not going to crack it and resubmit it, because at this point, a press, resubmitting, and a higher grade to 7, maybe, that just doesn't seem like it's worth it to me. This one might have been a benefit of a press. There's some waviness. I'd have to go back on the grader's notes and see exactly what they said. The only thing is there's another chunk out of the cover there that's missing. So this book's never going to get like a 9.8. It's kind of dirty on the back. I might be able to get this one up to an 8. Now this is probably about $100 difference between a 7.0 and an 8. So this one might be worth it. But remember I pointed out the date. So for those of you who don't know, George Perez created both of these characters, at least the looks of them. Did the Taskmaster, and then he did Deathstroke. And if you notice, I mean, I guess his costume's supposed to be black and orange, but the printing process back then, they had to use a lot of blue to make the orange stand out. And then Deathstroke, way back in the corner, he is blue and orange. So I don't know, I guess old George Perez was kind of onto the blue and orange thing. But he was busy in 1980. This book came out June of 1980. This book came out December of 1980. So he created two of, Deathstroke's quite a bit more popular than Taskmaster. Although we'll see after the Black Widow movie that might change quite a bit. But he created two iconic characters in 1 year, which is one of the reasons why I guess he's one of the greatest artists of all time. All right. Still in the modern tier, still same submission, obviously. Strange Academy #1, 4th printing. This one I just got slabbed because it's a hot book. Not necessarily the 4th printing, but Strange Academy #1. In a 9.8, this one is probably worth about $60, maybe 80, 60 to 80, depending on the day, I guess. But I just wanted to get this graded and just have it ready. In case any kind of news hits that really makes these jump up. Apartment of Truth #1. This is the Jenny Frison variant. 9.8. James Tynion, what can you say? Or Tynion, I'm not sure how to say his name. This story's hot. This 9.8 on the Frison cover is about $150 right now. I bought a bunch of these. My LCS had like a stack of them, both this cover and this cover, sitting on the shelves for a couple months after the book came out. I finally got the idea. I was like, you know what? They're just sitting there. I'm just going to buy them up. I don't normally buy up all the books on release day. I don't like to be that guy. um, but they'd been sitting there for months. Nobody was doing anything with them. So I grabbed them. And usually when I do that, that doesn't work out well. But right now seems to be going good. This cover, cover A, is probably about $200 right now. I've seen a few go for a little bit more than that, but again, depends on the day. On to some formerly hot books. Thanos number 13. This one is the third printing. First appearance, Cosmic Ghost Rider. I just love this cover. This one was hot a while back. Probably right now it's around $100, but this one was selling for $199 or something like that. And I believe this also has the first appearance of the Black Silver Surfer. And I can't remember what they call him right now, the Fallen One or something like that. Anyway, I don't know. The Donny Cates books seem to have kind of slowed down recently. I guess a lot of people weren't happy with the events of Venom, especially those Venom books have slowed down. Codex and all that stuff. Thanos number 13, first appearance, Cosmic Ghost Rider. This one's a fourth printing, and this one's probably about $80. And the last book in the submission, Darkwing Duck, number 8, cover B, 9.8. This book, I was actually kind of surprised. I went and looked on the census on this book when I knew what the grades were, and I had to check it a few different times because I couldn't find. It kept showing me like 3 books in a 9.8. I swear I'd seen a bunch more of these books submitted, or at least in 9.8. Maybe I've just seen the same couple copies sold over and over again. Anyway, at least according to the CGC census, this is one of 3 copies of this book. It's cover swipe of Batman number 227, which in and of itself is a cover swipe of Detective Comics number 31. So famous cover. A while back, this book was hot. I know raw this book was selling for around $40-50. I haven't seen it in a 9.8, obviously in a long time, since there's, I guess, not that many of them. And to be fair, there's only 12 copies of this book on the CGC census. I thought this book was a lot more popular, at least at one point. So I don't really know what the value is on this book. I put it up in my eBay store for $4.99. I mean, I don't know if that's what the price is, but I'm not really that worried about selling it. I actually kind of like it. I do have Batman 227, and then I also have the more recent Neil Adams homage cover to his own homage cover. When they did the Neil Adams month a couple years back, I can't remember what book that was on. So I have all 3 of these, kind of like little mini set or whatever. So I'm not really that motivated in selling it. But if somebody wants to give me $500 for it, I guess I'll take it. Anyway, so that kind of concludes it for this submission. These are all listed in my eBay store. I'll have the link down in the description, and you'll see some of these on my Instagram, which I'll also have my link in the description. And I have more stuff coming back from grading just whenever it comes back. Comic books, sports cards, Pokemon cards. I kind of grade them all. Comic book cards. But right now, the state of grading, who knows when any of those are going to come back. I have stuff at PSA, sports and Pokemon cards wise, since October of last year. So hopefully some of those will start coming back soon. But if you like this, give me a like, comment, and subscribe. All that fun eBay or YouTube stuff. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you later.